Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to this special video where I'm going to reveal one of the most powerful secrets I uncovered in the ancient book of San Cipriano. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract money and clients effortlessly while others struggle day after day? The difference lies in ancestral knowledge that very few are fortunate enough to discover. The magical perfume I'll share with you today has transformed the financial lives of hundreds of people. Maria from Guadalajara had a small clothing store barely scraping by. But after using this formula for just 2 weeks, she doubled her clientele and tripled her profits. Carlos from Monterrey was on the brink of bankruptcy with his restaurant, and he attracted a significant investor just 3 days after he started using this perfume. What I'm about to share with you is not a coincidence. These are secrets that have been closely guarded for centuries, revealed only to the closest disciples of Saint Cypriano, that great master of mystical arts. This knowledge has been passed down through generations among initiates, and today, for the first time, I will bring it to light for you. Before we dive in, let me introduce myself. I've spent over 15 years studying the rarest and oldest esoteric texts. I've traveled all across Latin America seeking out masters who preserve this knowledge, and I've personally verified the effectiveness of every formula I share. However, this one is special. It is undoubtedly the most powerful I've found for attracting prosperity. I promise that by the end of this video, you will have a tool that will completely change your financial reality. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that your business will thrive, that clients will come to you constantly, and that money will flow in like never before. That is what this formula makes possible. But I must warn you, this is not just any recipe. Every ingredient, every step, every word has a specific purpose and particular power. If you follow my instructions to the letter, the results will be astonishing. If you modify anything, I can't guarantee its effectiveness. Throughout this video, I will reveal not only the ingredients and the process to create this magical perfume, but also the secrets behind each element. I will explain why it works from an energetic and spiritual perspective, and how to maximize its effects in your daily life. Get ready for knowledge that very few have the privilege to possess. Knowledge that San Cipriano kept in his most secret writings, and that today, for the first time, will be fully revealed. Are you ready to transform your financial life forever? Are you willing to embrace the abundance you deserve? Then stay with me until the end, because what I'm going to share will change your relationship with money and success forever. Let's begin this powerful revelation that San Cipriano has left us. What I'm about to reveal is not just a simple perfume. It's an alchemical formula that combines elements of nature with ancestral knowledge to create a tool for energetic transformation. In the Grimoire of San Cipriano, specifically in the chapter dedicated to material prosperity, there is a section titled, "The Art of Attracting Fortune Through Aromas." This section has been overlooked by many scholars, but it contains one of the most powerful secrets for manifesting abundance that I have ever found. According to San Cipriano's writings, aromas have the power to modify our energetic vibration. Each plant, each herb, each spice emits a particular frequency that resonates with different aspects of reality. When we combine certain elements in the right proportions, we create an energetic bridge that connects our being to the forces of abundance and prosperity. This particular perfume works on 3 levels simultaneously. First, it modifies our own energy, raising our vibration to make us more receptive to opportunities. Second, it creates a magnetic field around us that literally attracts clients and business opportunities. And third, it sends a clear signal to the universe about our intentions for prosperity, activating the law of attraction at its fullest potential. The 7 sacred ingredients that make up this formula were not chosen at random. Each one has a long history and magical traditions from around the world, and San Cipriano, in his infinite wisdom, managed to gather them into one formula of incomparable power. The most astonishing thing about this potion is that it works regardless of your beliefs. You don't need to be a practitioner of mystical arts or have prior knowledge. The formula operates on an energetic level, subtly modifying the quantum field around us. It's ancient science in its purest form. To create the base of our potion, we'll need alcohol and water in equal parts. But not just any water. In a moment, I'll explain exactly what kind of water we should use to maximize the effects. Alcohol acts as a conductor for the energetic properties of the herbs, while the water serves as a matrix for the vibrational information. For a 250 milliliter bottle, we will use approximately 125 ml of alcohol and 125 ml of water. If you prefer to use vodka instead of pure alcohol, the proportions change slightly, 150 milliliters of vodka and 100 milliliters of water, as vodka already contains a percentage of water. What makes this formula truly exceptional is the precision with which each ingredient must be incorporated. This is not just a mixture of herbs, it's an alchemical sequence where each element enhances the previous one and paves the way for the next. When the 7 elements are correctly combined, an energetic reaction occurs that ancient alchemists referred to as subtle transmutation. It's as if the sum is much greater than the individual parts. The result is a perfume whose fragrance acts directly on the subconscious of those who perceive it, generating a sense of confidence and irresistible attraction. In ancient manuscripts, SAINT CYPRIAN mentions that this formula was used by the most successful merchants of antiquity. Those traders who seemed to have a magical touch for business closely guarded this secret, passing it only to their direct descendants. Now, before I reveal each ingredient in detail, you must understand that we are working with powerful energies. The intention with which you prepare this perfume is as important as the ingredients themselves. I recommend that before you start, take a moment to clarify your financial goals. How much money do you wish to attract? What type of clients do you want to come to you? Keep these intentions clear in your mind throughout the preparation process. You are about to learn each of the 7 sacred ingredients that make up this powerful formula of SAINT CYPRIAN. Pay close attention, as every detail is important. The magic lies in the small details that most people overlook. Are you ready to discover the first mystical ingredient? Let's dive into the secrets of SAINT CYPRIAN. The first ingredient of our powerful formula is the sacred bay leaf. It is no coincidence that in ancient times, laurel crowns were symbols of victory and honor. SAINT CYPRIAN refers to the bay as the leaf of the victorious and the foliage of those who conquer abundance. For our magical perfume, we will need exactly 10 bay leaves. Why 10? In the esoteric numerology that SAINT CYPRIAN studied, the number 10 represents wholeness, the complete cycle of manifestation. It is the sum of 1, which represents the beginning, and 0, which represents infinite potential. Together, they form the perfect number to start any endeavor destined for success. The bay leaf is ruled by the sun, the king star that governs gold, vitality, and success. By incorporating 10 bay leaves into our formula, we are literally invoking solar energy at its maximum expression. This energy will illuminate our path to prosperity, removing obstacles and opening doors that once seemed closed. I'm going to share something that very few people know. In the original manuscript of SAINT CYPRIAN, he recommends gathering bay leaves on Sunday, the day ruled by the sun. If you can do it this way, the power of your perfume will multiply. However, if this is not possible, you can use commercially bought bay leaves, but hold them in your hands for a few moments while visualizing a bright sun above them, charging them with that golden energy of prosperity. I remember the case of Eduardo, a small business owner from Puebla who was about to close his handicraft store. After preparing this perfume and paying special attention to the solar energy of the bay leaves, he started using it daily. In less than a month, a group of foreign tourists discovered his store, and not only bought a large portion of his inventory, but also connected him with exporters who now take his products to Europe. It all started with those 10 bay leaves charged with intention. As we add the bay leaves to our mixture, we must do so with reverence, understanding that we are working with the energy of the victorious, of those destined for success. I recommend that as you add each leaf, you mentally repeat, with the power of the sun, I attract success, victory, and abundance into my life. The bay leaves should be dry but not brittle. If they are too dry, they have lost some of their essence. If they are too fresh, they contain excess moisture. The perfect point is when they are dry to the touch, but still retain their intense aroma. Now that we have incorporated the powerful bay leaf into our formula, we are ready to move on to the second mystical ingredient that San Cipriano revealed in his secret writings. Each ingredient enhances the previous one, creating a perfect synergy for the manifestation of prosperity. The second sacred element in our formula is the fern of the sorcerers, a plant with deep mystical connections that date back to ancient times. In San Cipriano's texts, the fern is referred to as the foliage of the messenger and the plant of celestial communications. For our magical perfume, we will need 3 tablespoons of dried fern. The number 3 is of great importance in esoteric traditions. It represents complete manifestation, thought, word, and action. By using 3 measures of fern, we are activating the complete cycle of material creation, from idea to physical manifestation. The fern is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, commerce, and exchanges. It is no coincidence that in mythology, Mercury was the god of commerce and merchants. By incorporating fern into our formula, we are invoking this mercurial energy that facilitates all forms of business and transactions. What's fascinating about the fern is its ability to open channels of communication. When we use the perfume containing fern, people tend to listen to us more attentively. Our business proposals are received with greater interest, and our messages, whether verbal or written, have a much deeper impact. If for any reason you can't find fern, San Cipriano offers an alternative, rosemary. Rosemary is also linked to Mercury, although to a lesser extent. You can substitute the 3 tablespoons of fern with 4 tablespoons of dried rosemary for a similar effect. When adding the fern to our mixture, it's important to visualize how our words become more persuasive, our negotiations more successful, and our communications clearer and more effective. As you incorporate each tablespoon, you can mentally repeat, with the power of Mercury, my words attract prosperity, and my negotiations culminate in success. The fern should be lightly crushed before adding it to the mixture, not into fine powder, but into small fragments that will release its essence more easily into the alcohol. If you can obtain ferns that have grown in elevated places, such as mountains or hills, these are particularly powerful for our formula. With the solar bay and mercurial fern, we already have 2 powerful energies working in synergy to attract prosperity. The sun provides power and vitality, while Mercury facilitates communications and business exchanges. This combination is already creating an energetic field conducive to financial success. Now, we are ready to reveal the third magical ingredient of our Cyprian formula, which will further enhance the effects of the first 2. The third element of our magical perfume is basil, known in esoteric circles as the herb of money and the magnet of fortune. In San Cipriano's grimoire, basil occupies a special place among the plants intended to attract material prosperity. For our powerful formula, we will need 3 tablespoons of dried basil. Once again, we find the number 3 reinforcing the manifestation cycle we began with the fern. This repetition of the number 3 is not a coincidence. In Cyprian magic, the repetition of numerical patterns greatly enhances the desired effects. What makes basil particularly powerful for attracting clients is its extraordinary ability to generate empathy and sympathy. When we use a perfume containing basil, We create an energetic field around us that makes people instinctively drawn to us. Potential clients feel an immediate connection, a sense of trust that they can't rationally explain. Saint Cypriano reveals in his writings that basil has the greatest potency when harvested during the waxing moon. If you can obtain basil harvested during this period, the power of your perfume will multiply. For those who cannot do this, you can enhance regular basil by holding it under the moonlight for one night before incorporating it into the mixture. I'll share a personal experience. A few years ago, I prepared this formula for a friend who had a small business selling natural cosmetics. We paid special attention to the quality of the basil, obtaining fresh leaves that we then dried ourselves during the waxing moon. In less than a month after she started using the perfume, her regular clients began bringing friends and family. Her business grew so much that she had to move to a larger location. The most surprising part was that her clients constantly told her, "I don't know what it is, but I feel very comfortable with you. I trust your products." When adding basil to our mixture, we must do so with the clear intention of attracting not just clients, but the ideal clients for our business or venture. As you incorporate each tablespoon, you can mentally repeat, "With the power of basil, I attract ideal clients who value my work and generously reward my services." Basil should be crushed just before adding it to the mixture to preserve its aroma and energetic properties as much as possible. If you can perceive its intense fragrance, you'll know you're working with good quality basil. With these first three ingredients, we have already established an extremely powerful, energetic base. The bay connects us with the solar energy of success. The fern facilitates communications and transactions, and the basil attracts clients and builds trust. This sacred triad is already more powerful than most commercial formulas for attracting prosperity. Now, let's move on to the fourth ingredient that Saint Cypriano revealed in his secret writings, which will add a new dimension to our magical perfume. The fourth element in our powerful formula is peppermint, known in Cyprian texts as the accelerator of fortune and the herb of constant flow. This ingredient has the extraordinary ability to accelerate the results of the entire mixture. For our magical perfume, we will need 3 parts of dried peppermint. Once again, the 3 pattern is maintained, consolidating the numerological structure that enhances the entire formula. Saint Cypriano was meticulous with these numerical patterns, knowing that within them resided part of the power of his formulas. What makes peppermint especially powerful is its ability to create a constant flow of energy. While other ingredients attract specific opportunities, peppermint ensures that these opportunities arrive continuously, establishing a steady flow of abundance instead of isolated moments of prosperity. Saint Cypriano specifically recommends using the citrus variety of peppermint, the one that, when rubbed between your fingers, releases a slightly tart aroma in addition to the characteristic menthol freshness. This variety has a stronger connection to the rapid expansion energy we seek for our businesses. When incorporating peppermint into our mixture, it's important to recite the powerful words that Saint Cypriano revealed in his writings. As you add each tablespoon, softly pronounce, "Flow, fortune, flow ceaselessly. Like water that never stops, may abundance flow to me." These words activate the accelerating property of peppermint. If you can't find exactly the citrus variety of peppermint, you can use common peppermint and enhance it by adding a few drops of fresh lemon juice at the moment of crushing it. This will create a synergy similar to the variety that Saint Cypriano recommends. Peppermint should be crushed just before adding it to the mixture, ensuring it releases its characteristic aroma. If you don't perceive an intense aroma when crushing it, the herb may have lost some of its properties, and it would be advisable to obtain fresher peppermint. With the incorporation of peppermint, our formula gains a dynamic quality. It no longer just attracts opportunities, it ensures that these opportunities arrive continuously and increasingly. It's as if we've opened a channel between ourselves and abundance, a channel that peppermint keeps constantly flowing and active. Now let's move on to the fifth sacred ingredient that will add an essential protective dimension to our growing prosperity. The fifth element of our powerful formula is clove, referred to in San Cipriano's writings as the guardian of fortune and the spice of multiplication. This ingredient not only attracts wealth, but also protects and multiplies what we already have. For our magical perfume, we will use exactly 21 cloves. This number is not arbitrary. In San Cipriano's esoteric numerology, 21 is the result of multiplying 3 by 7, two numbers of great mystical power. The 3, as we've seen, represents complete manifestation, while the 7 symbolizes divine perfection. Together, they create the perfect number for financial completeness. Cloves possess a unique property among all spices. They create an energetic shield around the prosperity we attract. Many people experience the phenomenon of attracting money or clients, only to lose them quickly due to unexpected circumstances. Clove prevents precisely this energy leak, ensuring that what we attract remains with us and multiplies. San Cipriano discloses in his writings a secret prayer that must be recited when incorporating the cloves into the mixture. Here's this powerful invocation. By the power of the 21 sacred cloves, what I attract remains. What I gain multiplies. What I possess is protected. So be it. So it is. So it shall be. This prayer should be pronounced as you add the cloves one by one to the mixture. I'll share something surprising about the protective power of cloves. On ancient trade routes, merchants always carried small bags of cloves with them. It wasn't just because this spice was valuable, but because they firmly believed it protected them from theft and loss. This tradition, which may seem superstitious, has a real energetic basis that San Cipriano understood perfectly. The cloves should remain whole, not powdered, so they can gradually release their essence into the mixture. Ideally, they should have an intense and slightly spicy aroma. If you don't perceive this intensity when smelling them, it's advisable to find fresher cloves. In addition to their protective function, cloves have a multiplying quality. It's as if they send a message to the universe saying, "We want more of this." Every business opportunity, every satisfied client, every income received becomes a seed to attract similar experiences, but in greater quantities. In other financial rituals, cloves are used to fix intentions, as their shape suggests. In our perfume, this fixing property ensures that our intentions for prosperity are firmly anchored in the material plane. As you add the last of the 21 cloves, take a moment to visualize your financial life completely protected, with a constant flow of abundance that not only comes to you, but stays and multiplies. This visualization will greatly enhance the effect of the cloves in the formula. With the incorporation of cloves, our formula not only attracts prosperity, but also protects and multiplies it. We are building a complete system of material manifestation that addresses all aspects of abundance. Now, let's move on to the sixth sacred ingredient revealed by San Cipriano, which will add an essential amplifying quality to our preparation. The sixth element of our magical formula is cinnamon, referred to in Cyprian manuscripts as the celestial amplifier and the staff of the angels of prosperity. This ingredient has the extraordinary power to amplify the properties of all the other components of the mixture. For our magical perfume, we will need a piece of cinnamon stick approximately 10 centimeters long. This measurement is not coincidental. In the esoteric numerology that San Cipriano studied, the number 10 represents the wholeness of a complete cycle and manifested perfection. By using exactly 10 centimeters of cinnamon, we invoke perfection in our manifestation of abundance. Cinnamon has a millennia-old history linked to wealth and prosperity. In ancient times, it was so valuable that it was considered a gift worthy of kings and was used as currency. This historical connection to wealth is no coincidence. It reflects the intrinsic energetic properties of this wonderful spice. What makes cinnamon truly special in our formula is its ability to act as a bridge between the material and spiritual worlds. San Cipriano reveals in his writings that cinnamon is under the rule of certain specific angels he calls the guardians of earthly riches. These angelic beings have the mission of distributing material abundance according to the merits and intentions of each person. By incorporating cinnamon, we are literally inviting these angels to participate in our manifestation process. To maximize this effect, San Cipriano recommends pronouncing the following invocation while adding the cinnamon to the mixture. By the sacred staff of cinnamon, I invoke the angels of prosperity. May my path to abundance be blessed and multiplied by their divine presence. The cinnamon must be in stick form, not powdered, so that it can gradually release its essential oils into the mixture. Ideally, it should be reddish-brown and have a sweet, spicy aroma. Ceylon cinnamon from Sri Lanka is particularly potent for esoteric purposes, although common cinnamon will also work well if incorporated with the right intention. I'll reveal an additional secret that San Cipriano mentions in his writings. Cinnamon particularly enhances the energy of money when combined with ingredients ruled by the sun, like the bay we've already incorporated. This solar cinnamon synergy creates an energetic field that literally magnetizes financial opportunities toward us. In the ancient merchant traditions of the Middle East, the most successful traders always carried a piece of cinnamon in their pockets when negotiating important transactions. It wasn't just for its pleasant aroma, but because they firmly believed that cinnamon gave them an advantage in negotiations and attracted favorable decisions for their interests. The cinnamon stick we use should be broken into several smaller pieces before adding it to the mixture. This allows it to release its essential oils and energetic properties more easily. As you break the cinnamon, visualize how all the barriers that have hindered your prosperity are breaking in the same way, opening the way for unprecedented abundance. With the incorporation of cinnamon, our formula gains an amplifying dimension that enhances all previous effects. The bay, fern, basil, peppermint, and cloves now work under the amplifying influence of cinnamon, creating an extraordinarily powerful prosperity energy field. Now, we are ready to reveal the seventh and final sacred ingredient of our Cyprian formula, which will complete and seal all the work done so far. The seventh and final element of our powerful formula is dried orange peel, known in San Cipriano's texts as the solar seal of abundance and the fruit of complete manifestation. This final ingredient acts as a catalyst and unifier for the entire mixture. For our magical perfume, we will use the dried peel of an entire orange. The orange, with its round shape and golden color, is a perfect symbol of the sun and full abundance. In many cultures, citrus fruits are associated with prosperity and good fortune, which is why they are given as gifts during New Year's celebrations in many parts of the world. San Cipriano reveals in his writings that the orange has the greatest power when harvested during the full moon. If you can obtain an orange harvested during this period, the power of your perfume will be extraordinary. For those who cannot do this, you can enhance a common orange by leaving it under the light of the full moon for a whole night before extracting its peel. The peel should be dried naturally, without direct sun exposure, for about 3 days until it is completely dry but still retains its citrus aroma. This natural drying process preserves the energetic properties we need for our formula. What makes the orange particularly effective as a final ingredient is its ability to accelerate manifestation. While the previous ingredients create the energetic field of prosperity, the orange acts as a catalyst that precipitates the results into the material plane. It's as if it tells the universe we need these results now. When incorporating the orange peel into our mixture, SAINT CYPRIAN recommends the following affirmation: by the power of the seventh seal, may the manifested abundance be my immediate reality. As the sun shines effortlessly, so does my prosperity shine in this world. The peel should be broken into small pieces before adding it to the mixture. This allows it to release its citrus essence more efficiently. As you break the peel, visualize how opportunities for prosperity open up for you in multiple directions. In the Cyprian tradition, the number 7 represents divine completeness, the perfection of the manifestation cycle. By being our 7th ingredient, the orange closes the magical circle we have been creating, sealing all intentions and energies in a perfect synergy. The orange peel has another remarkable property. Its citrus aroma has the ability to eliminate negative energies and blockages that may be preventing our prosperity. Many times, we do not receive abundance because there are unconscious energetic barriers. The orange dissolves these barriers, allowing the flow of prosperity to come without obstacles. I'll share an additional secret. If you can obtain bitter orange instead of common sweet orange, its power to unlock financial obstacles is even greater. The slight bitterness acts as a solvent for deeply rooted negative patterns in our subconscious. Once you've incorporated the orange peel into the mixture, you will have completed the sacred sequence of the 7 ingredients. This number is not arbitrary. In the spiritual alchemy that SAINT CYPRIAN practiced, the 7 represents the number of steps required for complete transmutation, the transformation of the ordinary into the extraordinary. Now, our formula needs exactly 7 days to mature and reach its maximum potential. During this time, the 7 ingredients interact with each other, creating a unique synergy that could not be achieved in any other way. It's as if we are creating a small galaxy of prosperity inside our bottle. For these 7 days of maturation, I recommend placing the bottle in a spot where it receives natural light, but not direct sunlight. Indirect light activates the ingredients without degrading their properties. Each day, you can hold the bottle in your hands for a few moments and visualize your growing prosperity, feeding the mixture with your positive intention. With the incorporation of the orange, we have completed the 7 sacred ingredients of our powerful Cyprian formula. Now we are ready for the final consecration process that will activate and seal all the work done so far. Now that we've incorporated the 7 sacred ingredients into our bottle, it's time to perform the final consecration that will fully activate the magical properties of our formula. This process is as important as the ingredients themselves. Without the proper consecration, we would have just a mixture of herbs and spices, not a powerful tool for energetic transformation. The first step of our consecration is to add the alcohol, which will act as a conductor and preservative for the properties of our 7 ingredients. SAINT CYPRIAN specifies in his writings that the alcohol must be poured in a clockwise motion, that is, in the same direction that the hands of a clock turn. This movement is aligned with the natural direction of growth and expansion in our hemisphere. As you pour the alcohol, recite the following invocation: may the spirit of the alcohol preserve and enhance the sacred virtues of these plants. Just as the alcohol extracts the essence of each herb, so do I extract the essence of prosperity from the universe into my life. The alcohol should be of high proof, preferably 90 degrees or higher. If you use vodka as an alternative, make sure it's of the best quality possible, ideally distilled multiple times to ensure its purity. The second step is to add the water, which acts as the receptive matrix for the energetic information. But not just any water will do for this purpose. SAINT CYPRIAN reveals in his writings that the most powerful water for prosperity formulas is collected during the dawn on Sunday, the day ruled by the sun. If you can collect morning dew, its power will be extraordinary. For those living in urban environments where this is not possible, you can use spring water or filtered water that has been exposed to the first rays of Sunday sun for at least an hour. As you pour the water, pronounce these words: water of life, universal matrix. Receive and amplify the vibrations of abundance. Just as water adapts to any container, so does prosperity perfectly adapt to my life. Once you have added both the alcohol and the water, it's time to energetically seal the preparation. Hold the bottle in your hands, close your eyes, and visualize a golden light, similar to that of the sun, descending from the sky and penetrating the liquid, charging it with prosperity energy. Maintain this visualization for at least a full minute, allowing the golden light to permeate every molecule of the perfume. Now, according to San Cipriano's writings, we must expose our perfume to the moonlight for 7 consecutive nights. This lunar process completes the consecration, balancing the solar energy we have already incorporated with the receptive energy of the moon. The balance between giving and receiving, between action and receptivity, is essential for complete and harmonious manifestation. Ideally, we should start this lunar exposure during the waxing moon phase, symbolizing the growth we desire in our prosperity. Each of the 7 nights, before placing the bottle under the moonlight, gently shake it 7 times in a clockwise direction, activating the mixture and keeping the ingredients in motion. After these 7 days of lunar exposure, a magical perfume will be fully activated and ready for use. The color of the liquid will have changed, taking on a golden amber hue that reflects its power to attract prosperity. The application of the perfume is as important as its preparation. San Cipriano recommends applying it to specific points on the body where energy circulates most intensely. These points are the wrists, where the pulse is visible, behind the ears, the center of the chest, the nape of the neck, the ankles. As you apply the perfume to each point, visualize how a field of golden energy expands from that point, enveloping your entire being and extending into your environment, attracting opportunities, clients, and prosperity. The optimal time to apply the perfume is in the morning, before starting your work or business activities. It is also extremely effective to apply it just before important meetings, negotiations, or when meeting potential clients. With this final consecration, we have completed the creation of an extraordinarily powerful tool for energetic transformation, whose sole purpose is to attract abundance, clients, and financial success into our lives. We have reached the end of this powerful Cyprian ritual for creating the perfume of prosperity. What you now hold in your hands is not simply a fragrance. It is an energetic bridge between your intentions of abundance and their manifestation in the material world. Let me summarize the benefits you will experience when using this magical perfume regularly. First, you will notice an increase in client attraction. People who have never shown interest in your products or services will begin to approach you, drawn by an energy they cannot rationally explain, but feel intensely. Second, business opportunities will multiply. Offers, proposals, invitations, and connections will arrive seemingly casually, but it will not be coincidence. It will be the direct result of the energetic field you have created with this perfume. Third, money will begin to flow to you through both expected and unexpected channels. Stalled sales will reactivate, overdue payments will come in surprisingly, and new sources of income will manifest. The results will begin to manifest within the first 7 days of use. But the full effect will be experienced after 21 days of consistent application. This 21-day period is not arbitrary. It corresponds to the 21 cloves we incorporated into the formula, creating a complete cycle of manifestation. Now, I want to reveal a little additional secret that San Cipriano mentions in his most reserved writings. Each full moon, renew the energy of your perfume by exposing it to the moonlight all night long. This will recharge its properties and keep its effectiveness intact for a long time. In the name of San Cipriano, whose wisdom has reached us through the centuries, I thank you for preserving and using this sacred knowledge. Prosperity is our divine right, and this perfume is simply a tool to reclaim what rightfully belongs to us. I invite you to share your results in the comments. Nothing would give me more satisfaction than knowing how this ancestral knowledge has transformed your financial reality. Subscribe to this channel for more revelations from the ancient grimoires and sacred texts I have been studying for years. In our next video, I will reveal the perfect complementary ritual for this perfume, which will further enhance its effects and open channels of prosperity that you didn't even know existed. May infinite abundance be your constant reality starting today.